Hmm. What was it her outside?
Huh?
Who was outside?
Boys.
Are they in now?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Power struggles and rivalries tearing the kingdom apart. Amidst the chaos, the Huntress family became entangled in a complex web of alliances and betrayals. To secure her place in the front,
Alright, let's rearrange some stuff. You're gonna need to go, Suni. You're gonna need to leave, Suni. Life is hard when stuff changes, isn't it, Suni Balloon? Here. Change is hard, honey. Change is hard, Suni. There you go. Your old hangout. All yours. All right. Let's get a light on the subject. Let's move some stuff. Let's move some toys. Toys must move for other toys. All right. Oh, goodness sakes, man. Let's come in for a doodle situation. It's a doodle situation. There we go. There's a view for doodling. The question is, where is the current doodle? Oh, I see something important. I don't see everything important, though. Oh my gosh, and the time snuck away from me. It is actually showtime. There is my scratch paper. Scratch paper. All right, hang on. I gotta go shut the door a little. I know. Look what I did, honey. All right. I gotta work. Dooney baloney. Dooney baloney. is that? Okay. Rawr. All right. Now, we got this for scratch paper. I need to find my current doodle supplies. These are past doodles. Here's half of our current doodle. Here is our current doodle. Whoa! And I need... I need the sheet that shows what I am intending to do. Well, it's this, but this isn't accurate. So, hang on. It's accurate enough. I mean, I could continue. I definitely could continue with that, but I made a couple changes. And I just don't see that intended change sheet is all. I wonder if this is it. I'll fold it up. Oh, it is. Okay. All right, let me pull that out. Let's see what we're doing. Alrighty. We need a level camera. Oh. And that's the level? Wow, pretty much. Nice. Oh. Okay. Well, that was less than ideal. That was me having my shirt hook onto my camera and pull it with me as I tried to sit. Okay, I'm glad I found this because I actually did forget part of what I'm doing. All right, so we had our first live sale last night. I thought it went lovely. I thought it was a lovely success. I sure appreciate all the people who came to give us some support and show something. Good grief, words. I am grateful to all the people who showed up. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. On to today's flower. Today's flower is the favorite of one of the students that has been attending all the classes to get this big accordion book. However, I happen to know that she will have a very difficult time attending today, so I don't know if that will be happening. But in honor of that student, I will let you know that the name of this flower is watermelon peas. Watermelon peas. And it has a couple different parts, and it takes quite a bit to draw. So here we go. The very first thing we're going to do is draw a seed, and it's going to be a little bit on the fat side. And then we're going to mirror or aura each side of that pea seed, watermelon pea seed, narrowly. So starting at the top, going to narrowly aura. One's very much narrower than the other, and the one is wonkier than the other because I'm not turning my paper instead of my hand. Oh, bad girl. Okay, now we're going to aura it again, only we're going to do a fatter aura. Like so. And to practice what I preach, I'm going to pull out those extra papers to make it easier, and I'm going to turn my paper instead of my hand because apparently drawing lines in this direction is better for me. Look at that. We're going to aura it again, only narrower again. Now it's coming to a point where I may have to turn my paper more than once because that gets awkward. The fatter this thing gets, the more awkward it gets. And then I'm going to do the fatter again. And fatter again. See how wonky it got on the side because I didn't turn my paper? Much better. Much better. And now I'm going to check my sample paper because I can't remember. Yeah. One more aura, and it's going to be a narrower one. Couldn't remember if I wanted to end on a fat aura or a skinny aura. And I definitely want to end on a skinny aura. Well, hello, Kim. I'm sorry, I didn't know you dropped in. I hope you haven't been sitting there long. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was quite a bit of silliness, wasn't it? Quite a bit of silliness. Okay, there is my watermelon pea base. I just started demonstrating, and you might be the first person here today. I wonder if, oh, we got a couple people in the background watching. Okay. I can start this plant over if you'd like me to. But in case you missed it, and if you just got here, I suppose you did. Silly me. This one has a name. This one is called watermelon peas. And in just about a second here, it won't be hard to figure out why. It's called watermelon peas. All right. Sorry about that. I needed a beverage. I needed a moment of beveraging words. Okay. Here we go. The peas part. I think you can, I don't know if that looks like a watermelon, but you're going to figure it out in a minute here. So, the very next thing to do is we're going to put a circle in here. And it's okay if we go over the edges a bit because we want it to look like our circle is tucked in. So I'm going to start, you know what? I'll start right here in the middle and I'll go just a little bit outside the original seed because I actually do want my circle tucked in. So I'm going to go on the other side too and make sure it's fairly even, and that is not an exact circle at all, as you can tell. So it doesn't matter if our circle looks like a perfect circle. It shouldn't, in fact. But then on top of that one, we're going to make a smaller one. And on top of that, we're going to make a much smaller one. And on top, underneath, we're going to make a P. And down on the bottom, we're going to make a P. There are 2 more bits to the watermelon P. Hello, Jam H. Oh, you don't get to. Hopefully next week. That would be awesome if you came in and did some doodling next week. I have a surprise for the group that might be a lot of fun next week too. So if you want to give it a try, Gem H, next week might be a fun day to come and give it a try, or to just watch the silliness. Either way, it would be lovely to have you along. All right, that's awesome, Kim. Okay, so 2 more parts to our watermelon peas. One is a topper, and you can make any kind of topper you want. Something like that. That's just like a bit of a curve with a loop at the end. Or you could make it a spiral. Everybody knows that's one of my favorites, spiraling things. Or you could make it a curly Q. Or all of the above, like I'm doing on this poor watermelon peas plant. This particular watermelon peas plant is all confused. It doesn't know what it wants to do. The other last part to this one is the vine it grows on. So from behind and underneath and even in front of, if you want to, this one's got to have some stuff. And I'm going to demonstrate off to the side what the vine and sprouts look like. So we need a curvy vine that it grows on. At the end where we want to put a little sprout, I make it curve off to each side. You can make it very curly like this, or not very curly. It could just, be like the letter Y. You could make it even more curly. A good thing to do might be to make it like the top. So you could make it a wavy vine, and then where the sprout's going to be, it could curl off just like the top of the plant. And it could come around in a curly Q. So different options for the top. And then in the V created by the vine, we're going to put sort of an upside down tear shape. So go up, curl around, and come back. And then outside and around this upside down teardrop or raindrop, we're going to make what's basically a mitten. It doesn't matter if you make a left-handed mitten or a right-handed mitten, and I will show you what I mean by that, but start at the same spot as your upside down raindrop and curl up and go almost all the way around and come in, and then go out smaller and come back into the base. Upside down mitten. Actually, that's not upside down, is it? Right-handed mitten. That's what I meant. Let's do a left-handed mitten on this one. So upside down raindrop first. Then start at the base and make the small part of the mitten. There's the thumb and the fingers, and go back to the base. That's the sprout for our plant. So ignoring those little wiggles all over the page, because that's not really where I wanted it. What you want to do is start here at the base and maybe go out like that and up like that, and do that to each side. And maybe they branch, right? But some might be in the back. See how this one's actually taller than the watermelon pea? Maybe there's one back there that's taller than the watermelon pea. So maybe there's one that comes out like that back there. And then you can make more branches and lines than you actually do sprouts on. So there I have a whole bunch, and I'm going to add some curlicues because, you know, viney plants have curlicues in my book anyway. And, oh, Leslie's here. Leslie, it's watermelon peas day. And then whichever parts of the vine you want to create your sprouts on, that's the ones that you're going to take out to the sides and create that starter V. Like so. And then make your left-handed mittens and your right-handed mittens. Mittens, mittens, mittens. Oh, yeah, right here. I couldn't remember where my other mitten was. Isn't that just like mittens to get lost and you can't remember where the mittens went? Okay, so this plant, watermelon peas, has a lot going on, doesn't it? So I am going to pull out my tile and start again with my watermelon peas. But I'm going to do my whole tile in pencil before I commit to pen. So I am going to take out last week's tile in case my peas get a little carried away and go into the other tile. I'm even going to keep next week's tile close at hand. Because what if my watermelon peas get a little excited and go over to this side? If you wanted to make a patch of watermelon peas, you absolutely could make smaller ones going off to the background and just one kind of bigger one in the front. Totally cute way to go. I, however, am making a giant watermelon peas. So mine is going to be fairly centered, but not quite. You know how I feel about exacting or trying to get an exact center. Probably not going to happen, so I don't even try. And then my vines are going to be a little carried away going off to the sides. All right, so let me get a little bit more centered in the camera. And I'm going to set the other two off to each side so that I can concentrate a little bit. And I'll even pull the camera in a little bit. So we can get a closer view of the start of watermelon peas. And I think I will start with my first bit a little bit off the ground because I do want to let it be resting on the grass. So I'm just going to go a little bit above the bottom of my tile and do that original fatter curve. So like so. And remembering to follow my own advice, I'm going to turn my tile and create the other side, remembering that this is a fatter seed than the rest. It's a bit wonky. It's okay. My first aura is going to follow the lines very closely. My next aura is going to be fatter, so farther away. And this one is going to be fat on the other side too, or at least fatter. And then we're going to go another narrow aura. Mine is getting very wonky. I trust that when I finish this thing, I will fix it with the pens. So I'm not worrying about it right now. If you can do it, follow. If you can make lighter lines with your pencil, it would be good. I'm making very dark lines so that whoever's watching can see it. Well, hello, Vicki. How is Washington this evening? Minnesota's cold right now. Okay, now I'm going to do another wider aura. I'm going to go a little bit dramatic here. Or a lot dramatic, I guess. That one's got a very bumpy side. I think I'm going to fix it a little bit now. I just don't like that. I don't like that. And our last one is going to be a narrow one again. And that's it. That's our last aura on our watermelon peas. Before I start fixing these lines and going in with pen and all that jazz, I'm going to go ahead and put in, and actually I'm a little surprised at how far over I did it. I thought it would be going into that tile more than this one, and now it's going into this one more than that one, really. Who knew? All right, so what I'm going to do is put in some viney bits. So I can, excuse me, so I can have in place where I want my, excuse me again, did I inhale a kitty fur? It's all Suni's fault. Okay, that's just my excuse for coughing, but I might have, you don't know, I might have. Okay, so there is my vine, or part of it. I'm going to have it branch off this way. I will have it branch up more this way. I think I'm going to go ahead and put one that comes right into the plant. And I will have that one be a sprout spot. So there's my upside down raindrop and my mitten. I think this one will be a sprout. So there is my upside down raindrop and my mitten. I think I want, oh, I need to make sure these are, there we go. I think I'll do another one right here. Maybe a little one. So an upside down raindrop, and it's Mitten. Upside down raindrop, Mitten. This one is definitely going to be a raindrop and a mitten. I think that's all that might, get involved with the watermelon. So I think I'm going to stop right there. I really wish I had done it over farther because I wanted it to be encroaching on this, not this. But I'm not going to start over. I'm going to go with it. Who knows what will happen? Maybe I'll end up loving it. Okay, so I have it in place enough that I'm just going to leave it the way it is. And I'm going to get out my pen. No. Wow. Okay, I forgot the circles. You can't call them P's if there are no P's. So there's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. Ew. That poor one is not doing well. Remember, it won't matter once we get the pen part done. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Well, hello, Darcy. We are making watermelon peas, Darcy. Olipop Cherry Cola is lovely, and I don't have wine either today. I have sugar-free strawberry soda, but it's running out. And I actually have this Purple Crush Monaco cognac cocktail. But it's a bit much. So I'm going to take a sip of it because I'm parched. Oh, but wow. Because that's what the plant is that we're drawing. It's called watermelon peas. And I guess I'll go ahead and show you how it got its name because I can show you without giving away any secrets. But this is a sample of it that I was playing with. And this is the sample someone saw and said, "What the heck is that?" And I said, "I don't know. It's just something silly. I guess it's like watermelon peas." So there you go. We invented a thing. Watermelon peas it is. It's stuck. Just one of those things. Okay, so there are my watermelon peas. And I am going to get my initial seed shape in place. Okay, I'll set that aside a second. I will need it because I need to make sure that the viney bits join up properly. But I don't need it just yet, do I? So I'm going to slowly follow my guidelines. I was going to say cheat lines. They're not cheating. They're guides. I'm going to slowly follow my guidelines. Make sure I'm very happy with them and adjust where I need to. So this next one is supposed to be narrower. I'm not happy with how it's big fat here and super narrow here. So as I do this, I'm going to make some correction. And I didn't care for that either, but it'll all work out in the wash. Okay, so the next one is a fatter section. And the last aura is back to narrow. And I have so many lines going on in here, I can hardly tell what the heck I'm doing. That is quite possibly the case for you as well. So it's just a matter of take your time and make sure you check where you're intending your lines to go and not go, which is really important right now because I have this sprout right in the middle of my watermelon peas. So I need to get, I need to be careful and skip over the peas. I don't have to skip over the vine part because the vine part has no real dimension of its own. It's okay if the black line crosses over and the green line that I will make crosses over, right? But I'm going to be careful right there where the, whoops, like I didn't be careful. Where the sprout is, I'm going to be careful to skip over that. That was my narrow aura. Now I'm going to do the next one that is fatter. Like so. The next one is back to narrower. I don't really need to keep saying it. It's just every other, right? The saying it out loud is not because I think you guys don't understand this every other. It's that my brain will absolutely forget that I am doing every other and that now I need a fatter one. And last is a thin one. So we just need a narrow aura. There we go. Watermelon peas. And now I'm going to outline this sprout. All right. Okay, so I want my first, I did change my lines enough that my first sprout is a little wonky now, or my first pea has a little bit of a wonky placement in here, but I want to stop at this first line because that's what makes it look tucked in. So I will stop. Well, that one kind of butts up against, that works too. This side, however, I think I'll make sure it feels tucked in. And then I have my smallest one up here. This one is very sad. I'm going to try to fix it a bit. And very little. Okay. There are my peas. I think the only thing I'm going to continue doing in black is, since I outlined this sprout, I'm going to go ahead and outline the other sprouts in black as well. And then I think I'll rethink it just in case, but I think it's probably time to erase all the cheat lines. And if you've watched before, you know that that's my favorite. Okay, so there's my upside down raindrop and my mitten. And it's time to pull this one back because it also has a couple of upside down mittens and raindrops. No, upside down raindrops and mittens. Mitten with an upside down raindrop in it. There we go. Upside down raindrop and a mitten. Okay, there we go. There we go. Everything else I think I can do with the color pens and the charcoals and whatever else I want to do and whatever else you want to do. So I think I'm not going to erase yet. I'm going to put in the vines so I don't lose track of what I did. That's smart right there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out a green that I want for this. Well, hello, Sonia. How are you this evening? Watermelon Peas High. Is that like a Rocky Mountain high? Okay, so I'm going to get all of these little sprout sections connected by my viney bits. Remember, as you can see, I'm not following those exact lines. I'm taking this opportunity to get things in a space that I like better. And you should do the same. And it makes for a very chaotic looking picture to start with, but it will turn lovely as we do the other parts. So don't you worry about it. Make sure you get your vines where you like them. And the shapes that you want them. Oh, I think there we go. Ooh, I got quiet there. I had to concentrate on that one. All right, I can move that aside. I'm going to concentrate on the other side of the vines, and I slipped right off my paper. Oopsie daisy. It will be just fine. Okay, and this one. Couple more. I'm only really worrying about the ones that join up with a sprout because the rest can be put in however looks and feels right once all the extra lines are erased. Like so. And last one, right? And then I can erase. That's always such an exciting part. I know I've said it entirely enough that erasing is my favorite part, but it is especially true on ones like this because there is so much going on and so much detail. And if you use guidelines for all the different bits, it's just so visually confusing that you can kind of lose track of what you're doing. At least I can, you know. Everybody's different, so your experience might be way different than mine, but the visual confusion is about to go away, and I love that. Now, where did I put my eraser? Oh, I put it in the right place. Look at that. Hello, Roxy. What? Sonia, I didn't know that. What the heck? Well, you know, stress. I'm glad that's all it was, but it's also your body trying to tell you something. So maybe you need to relax and doodle. You know, maybe relaxing and doodling with some friends is just the right thing. I hope you're feeling well today. Okay, here we go. Erasing all the visual confusion. Got some stubborn pencil lines because I made them dark. Goodness sakes. Get out of there. No extra lines in my P's, please. Here we go. Oh my, oh my, oh my, we got slippage. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're definitely starting to look better. And I got to get this little bit because it totally counts. All right, good enough. Good enough. Let's move on. Doodling is great therapy. It just turns your brain off of everything and concentrates on something easy and fun and cute and not blocky. Doodling, there's the big selling. This is my hard sell, guys. Come doodle. It's not blocky. Good grief. I crack me up. I'm a hoot. All right, so I'm going to stick to my original pattern so that I am indeed making my watermelon peas. Because I thought that was fairly hilarious. So the very first thing I'm going to do is color in the background behind the peas. Oh, not green though. Unless I do it a darker green. You know what? Instead of black, I'm going to change to this super dark black green I have. I think it's supposed to be a teal color because look at the end. But it turns very, very dark. And I think I'm going to try the color in with that. I don't think it's going to make a ton of difference because of how dark it is. But it might just be a hint of difference. That one of those things where you don't really notice what's different, but something is making it cool. That's my hope. I am going to have to go back with the black though and fix some of these lines that are looking scraggly. So I'll get this in place first. And then go back and fix the scraggle. Meow. What? What is it, kitty? Every time I say that to her, I remember Lassie. What is it, Lassie? She is trying to tell me something, always, but it's never, you know, like Lassie was rescuing somebody or you know, alerting the town that the barn was on fire or something. Suni is always talking to me, but it's also always a very self-serving. I need more water, which she doesn't, but she always thinks her water needs to be, she always needs a fresh layer. So she likes it if she's thirsty, if I pour in a little bit of new water, and then she's happy. And then I want more food. Nope, not that kind of food. Okay, I didn't actually want food. I just want you to feed me treats. That's an entire conversation we have just about every day. My answer to her is always the same. I'm sorry, you do not need treats. Treats are not a meal. Go eat your dinner if you're unhappy or feeling hungry. And she says, no, just treats. There is no trying to save the village in this, girl. Okay. Not sure how I feel about those two heavy-handed parts, but I'm going to just live with it because I can't really change it too much. And it's likely that as this project moves ahead, it will turn out just fine. Embrace the wonky. Embrace the wonky. I like how most of the scraggles are getting cleaned up, though. Most of the scraggles are getting spiffied just by going over the same lines again. Except for where I accidentally ran inside a pea. Oops. Beautiful. Okay. Apparently I was concentrating again. I got awful quiet. Oopsie. All right, that's enough going over the watermelon. I'm going to go over the sprouts again. Get some weight to their lines. Then we can start to pull out some more colors. I didn't draw the sprouts on the original one. And the one I did put sprouts on when I was practicing some stuff, I didn't color in. It was just a black and white playing with stuff. What that means is I don't know what color my little sprouts are going to be. So I'm not sure what I will proceed with. But I think I'll keep a lot of the stuff the same. For instance, I think the narrow bands are going to be green. I just have to decide what kind of green. Well, hello, Kiki. How are you this evening? I kind of want to use this marker, so I think I'm going to try it. So, nothing fancy, right? Just a Crayola marker. Going back to grade school here. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing fancy. Proof positive, you do not need fancy tools for doodling. I'm going to be really careful on the mitten side. And I just realized that this green matches this green so much that you're not going to be able to see parts of the vines. That might be kind of cool. It might be kind of annoying, but I'm going to find out here. I'm going to find out. Okay, so all of the skinny auras stripes are going to end up being the green. At least in mine. You should color yours the way you want. And the colors you want, etc. I'm going to stick to the watermelon peas profile. Just because I thought that was funny. I think I repeated that too. I'm repeating myself a lot tonight. I do kind of in general anyway, so that's not new. It might be a little exaggerated because I'm really tired and hungry. And as soon as we're done doodling this evening, I'm going to settle down in my bed with a tasty light dinner. Although I don't know what. I think some super easy to throw together something. I might just throw together some Thai peanut noodles. That sounds delicious. It is also sleep-inducing, so that might be perfect. Okay, so there's that. And since I'm on the marker kick tonight, I'm going to keep it up. So there's the colors I'm using so far. And to kick up the watermelon peas thing, I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use this color for the watermelon peas. I'm all right, Kiki. But I wonder if I should use this. Oh, you know what? Why not both? Hang on a sec. What if, I'm going to try this on this paper. What if I did an outside circle in the dark red? Okay, these are not going to blend or anything like we do a lot, but does that, no, that's not right. That's not what I was hoping. I thought it would blend a little bit, but it really doesn't. So you know what? I'm just going to use this really bright color, and then I'll blend with charcoal like I always do. Let's get rid of that dark red. It was all wrong. Okay, so I'm going to color my peas this color. This is actually not what they were before. I used a different pen, but I have discovered that coloring in big areas with a fine liner pen is not fun. Imagine that. I mean, who'd have guessed that coloring with a fine liner is tedious instead of fun? There we go. I like it. I like this. This looks good. I'm also going to learn what it's like to try to shade over water, or not watercolor, Crayola markers. Another thing I've never done, but I'm going to leave it out because there's another color I'm working with today. And then I didn't know what to do in the large areas. So it ended up being striped with yellow. And instead of yellow, I might use this gold, but I am going to stick to the whole marker idea. And I just created stripes like so. But the question is, do I want yellow yellow or golden yellow? And I think the answer for me is going to end up being the golden yellow, but it looks like that this one's getting too brown, isn't it? Hang on. Yeah, that looks like a watermelon pea that's past its prime, and you probably don't want to eat it anymore. So I'm going to go ahead with that middle color. Oh, you like the red there? Oh, no, don't say it. Kiki, if you need some Thai noodles to help you sleep, I can't even begin to tell you how easy it is. Make any kind of Asian noodle you want, even if it's those 25-cent, not actually food packets that you eat when you're in college. Make that up. Mix up some peanut butter, soy sauce, and lime juice. You can get fancier. You can add in some ginger and some hot sauce and whatever into a cup and melt it in the microwave at the same time you cook up your noodles. So in like a minute, pour the water off your noodles, pour the sauce onto your noodles, and eat your food. That's it. Oh my gosh, it's stupid easy and delicious. It is not authentic, as you can probably tell by the recipe and instructions. But it's not so far off either. It's a very nice tribute to actual Thai peanut noodles, and it is a lovely comfort food. I don't know if you guys watch Sam the Cooking Guy, but he likes to smoke pot a lot. Well, I don't know if he does it a lot, but he does tributes to munchy food. And that's one of his tributes to munchy food. Quick, easy, comfort food. I don't know if that makes it more appealing to you or less appealing to you, but I think it's funny. I think I'm going to do some shading in between these funny stripes I'm doing when I pull out the charcoals to take down the whiteness of the white. So that's a thing that will probably happen. I usually put black vinegar in mine, which is, I don't know if it's strictly Chinese, but my black vinegar is Chinese, so that's not Thai. And Thai, I think, typically has lemon in it, and I like mine with lime, so that's not strictly correct. You don't need any vinegar in it. I just tend to like mine extra tangy. Look at that. Gosh, it's fun. And I think I know what I'm going to do for my sprouts now too, but I have to get the green marker and green pen out and do some more work on that before I continue to the sprouts. But this is so flippin' cute. Well, hello, Patty. Good evening, madam. No, Kiki, you do not have to have the ginger. Absolutely not. Especially if you're allergic, I prefer you not do that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go over my vines again. Patty, we're making watermelon peas this evening. You stayed silent. Why did you do that? Why would you do that, Patty Marie, Patty Jean, Patty Ann? Why would you do that? I'm just teasing. You can lurk if you wanna. Lurk away, lady. All right. Okay. 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 There we go. Oh, this is coming together nicely. I'm pretty happy with my watermelon peas. If you are drawing along, are you happy with your watermelon peas? Or do you need practice making watermelon peas? You know, I have seen what a lot of you do. And a lot of times you are unhappy with your doodles. And I can't imagine why. You guys do fabulous stuff. And I think I say that every time, but I want you to know that I really mean it. By and large, you guys are more talented at this than I am. So I am honored to be sharing my ideas for doodles to you guys, but be nicer to you because you guys do great stuff. Lots and lots of fun. Also, you know what? If you're just really not happy with what you do, the more you keep doing it and making changes, the more it will come together. So don't lose heart, no matter what. Just don't think about it too much and don't put pressure on doodling because that is not what doodling is all about. It's just about making your brain stop thinking about other stuff, giving it a little bit of a rest, and adding shapes and colors and silliness that make you happy. That is the most important part. Okay, I'm going to put these together quick and do this bit. Do the lined up part. That is an awkward place to have a tiny part of the curl right on the joint. Yikes. Yipes, man. There we go. All right. Boy, I don't like what happened with that one. Oh my. I'm not liking this one at all. Yikes. Okay, well, it's doing its own thing. I should be nicer and let it do its own thing. I'm sorry, Sprout. You do whatever you want. Okay. There we go. Let's take a look at where it's at. I think the next thing I want to do is take the sprouts out of the top. Totally unnecessary, as you can see, but I like them. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do just some little curves with a loop at the end like so. I think that's all I'm doing for my top. Yikes. There we go. I think I want the top of this one a little bigger than it was. This one needs to join up a little better, so I'm going to go over it. Incorporate those wonky bits. There we go. Whoa. All right. Time to color in the sprouts. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the centers, the upside down raindrop bit in the golden, yellow, orange color. From the watermelon peas. Oh. One more. One more. And then I'm going to do it. My sprouts are going to be the pink color from the peas. Oh my. Thank you, Vicky. That's very kind. Doodling is fun, isn't it, Vicky? It's just good for your brain. Good for your spirit. Okay. Let me get the pink in my sprouts. Maybe I'll have to go check out your clover videos. I don't remember if we've done any clovers. I'm not sure. I don't recall. I'm being super careful here too, because I already went outside the lines once and now I'll have to go back and fix it. But my sprouts are very little and it's hard getting this fat crayon in my little tiny spaces. So it's taking some concentration here. And yes, actually what Darcy said is very true. I think the chat on this particular show is pretty funny because sometimes we're just chatting along and then all of a sudden we're working on something and it just goes silent and we're all concentrating on getting our doodles. Getting our doodles proper. Good and proper doodles. Okay, couple more. This one's a little bigger, so it's not as difficult. Next week is not the last of the series. We'll need one more after that. But it is going to be a bit grand finale-ish because I have something that I personally am totally in love with. So I hope all of you doodlers also love it. I would imagine it is a matter of taste, which is true about all of this, isn't it? And I don't want to oversell because then if you don't like it as much as I do, you'll all be disappointed and that would be terrible. I'm just saying I had a lot of fun creating this concept. There are my watermelon peas. I think before I do any words. I think before I do any additions, so my vines on top are not done. There are no leaves and I put little berries on. And I think I want some more super fine swirly bits on my vines for my watermelon peas. But before I do that, I think I'm going to do some of the shading at this point. And I think I'm just going to go ahead. Let me take a look. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and use a plain old regular pencil. Hello, Dawn. Hugs back, Dawn. These are my watermelon peas, Dawn. Oh gosh, you were all thinking that. That's funny. Yeah, right. You seeing the car? I mean, just this is gonna pop up, and then there's gonna be wheels right there, and that's going in the carriage. Yeah, the whole deal going on here. You're not wrong. That's funny. Okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna use a regular pencil, and I am going to put a thin line on the parts with the orange and white. And on the edge closest to the center. Like so. Patty, I don't think yours are failing. I mean, you'll have to show me later and I'll be honest with you about what I think, but I like the stuff you draw more than you do, I think. Okay. So I'm just going to shade that edge, and then I'll do the same on the other side. Except I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. Hopefully, this makes it look nice and round and dimensional. And ready for our fairy godmother. Okay. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on my peas. I'm going to do the peas on both edges closest to the sides. Okay. And then just lighten it up a little bit. Smooth it out, and I'm not going to pull too far out into the peas. Hopefully this is just enough to make them look super fat and round and all the good stuff. Let me take a look. Yeah, I think that was pretty effective. I am happy with that. Then I'm going to, you know what I'm not happy with though? I'm not happy because this little bit of line would also create a little bit of a shadow on the pea. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a little bit of shadow line like so. Yep, I like that better. Okay, now I'm going to take my white pen and just do a little bit of a highlight mark. Like so. On each of my peas. Like so. I like the peas. Watermelon peas. I want this for an actual snack. You could only eat one, because according to this garden, they're ginormous, but it looks delicious. I think I'm going to add a little bit of shading around the mitten of the sprout on the watermelon, because it too would cast a shadow. I don't know where you think you're going, buddy, but you're not going to fit over here. And I think this is ready to add some more viney bits too. Excuse me, Mr. Revan. You are way too big of a kitty to be hanging out right here, sir. Okay, so what I want to do is to the viney bits across the bottom, I just want to add, well, I need my pen to actually be working. Okay. I just want to add some light kind of, okay, why is this pen not working now? That's not very nice. I want to add some super light swirly bits. Like so. This is another good way to clean up any place that you have scraggly bits on your lines. So let me find one that will work. Some of them are too tiny I think, to see on camera. But they drive me crazy in person, you know? This is the best watermelon pea that you've seen? I take that as a very big compliment. Okay. I'm assuming you mean the best doodle so far that you've seen. This is your favorite. But I had to be a little funny. Okay, so I'm just going to add these little swirly bits all over the place. And what I was trying to say, and I didn't do very well, is if you find, oh, here's a little divot. You see that little divot right there? If I make just a little swirly viney bit right off of that, it hides that little divot bit. So a lot of times if you want to do some cleaning up, this is a good way to do it, is to add just the tiny details to hide anything you're not happy with or to mask it a bit. Here's some way down on the bottom here. Can you see those on camera? I don't know. It looks a little fuzzy. But there's quite a bit of fuzziness going on down here. So I'm just going to go over stuff like so. Let's pull in that matching piece. Here we go. All right, look at that. Watermelon peas. Watermelon peas. Okay, so next, I'm going to continue my design on the vine. Let me check. Okay, good. So what I was checking quick is which markers I used for the leaves and the vines. So on the leaves, I just make here, this one goes here. And I just do a little really fine swoop. And then it's basically a heart shape, only it's a little flat at the top. So like so. Like that. This is another great way to incorporate fixes. Cover stuff with leaves or make these itty bitty branches that go out. Like that. All of a sudden, things that looked a little bit wonky look like you meant to do that the whole time. All right, there are my leaves, and then I used my bright green and a pink for my berries, and I'm going to continue that. And I don't know how it's going to look because that's a lot of green and pink on one card. But I kind of promised myself I was going to continue across the whole thing in the same way. So I'm going to follow through with what I said, because the only way to find out if I'm actually going to like it and be happy with it is if I do the whole thing in one way. So I'll make a couple of 2s and a couple of 1s. And I'll make sure that I balance and a word I can't think of apparently. Coordinate? Was that what I meant to say? I will coordinate and balance this concept across all of these cards. I think I'll put one up there. I don't know if I've done that at all. Huh. Also, one thing I have not done is these have a little bit of leaf to them too. So I did a little seed shape with a line in the middle, I think. Yeah, that's right. So I don't know why the berries on the vine would have another leaf and yet a different leaf than the rest of the vine. But I mean, don't question Mother Nature. She does what she wants. You know? She makes up her own rules. Just look at the platypus. She makes the rules. She can break the rules. Okay. I don't know if I'll do more or not do more, but I'm going to go ahead and pull out the pink marker. I think it's this one. I'm not entirely sure now. Oh, no. Oh, okay, there it goes. I was going to say it's all dried up, though. I think it's this one. But just to check, it could be this one. But now that I'm thinking about it, no, this is a much darker, this is a much darker purpley pink, and it's metallic. So that is not the right one. Okay, my berries on my vine are just a circle that is not quite closed. And then some quick little flicks out the top. So it looks like an itty bitty pomegranate. Or quite possibly a red blueberry. It is quite possibly a red blueberry. Okay. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Let's see what we're doing here. So, same thing on this particular one. And this is sort of a glaring example. But we have one more thing to do next week. It will go on this one. I have encroached a little farther than I wanted to, so I'm curious as to how well mine's going to work out. Ooh, I don't know. But I do have something that I am kind of in love with for next week. But remember this. This is a lot of open space. And what's going to happen after next week, so the week after that, is where we're going to learn some new tiny details we could add and review the other tiny details we added to the first section of our book, and then We're going to fill in our grasses and little tiny details and the new little tiny details I introduced to you. And that's what's going to really bring it all to life in the very end. So next week and the week after, and then we're done with our whole book. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That's kind of amazing, people. All right, I'm going to take a look and see what you guys have been chatting about. Oh, have you? Okay. Huh. Well, Mother Nature can do what she wants, right, Darcy? Who was tired that day? Mother Nature. Oh, I get it. Okay. Okay. So we're done a little early today, which is good because I'm starving. But if you have any questions or comments or anything, any concerns, then let's take a minute and chat. Does anybody have questions, comments, concerns, and wishes in any regard? I guess it doesn't even have to be about the doodle. It could be about anything you want. I need another little bit of a thing. I think I want another one right here too. Okay, I'm going to put a little tiny mini sprout here. Apparently. It's not what I intended to do when I picked up my pen, but all of a sudden, I did that thing. Okay, well, here we go. So upside down teardrop. And then we need a mitten. There's my mitten. Oh my goodness. Color in these little specks. Yikes. I don't know why a tiny sprout is that tall. Or if it's that far away and that it looks that small, then it's way in another field. But I made a little tiny sprout anyway. Why not? Okay, there we go. All right, what are we chatting about? Yeah, Mother Nature was tired that day. That's what I was suspecting. Oh, tomorrow's a video. Okay, I thought it was about Mother Nature being tired, but it was about tomorrow's video. Who? You were tired that day? You're hungry too? Bye, Vicky. Oh my goodness. I think tomorrow I'm going to have to catch up on all kinds of people's videos because I don't know what anybody's up to right now. I am so behind. Okay. Oh. Patty, was today the day that you were going to call me? Or is that tomorrow? Oh. Yeah, she was. She was tired when she made the platypus. Just throw a bunch of stuff together and call it good. Oh my gosh, I must be tired right now too because I can't think. I can't think, guys. This was a fun doodle. I hope you guys loved it. And Patty, if I missed your phone call today, I'm sorry. I've been a little less than conscious most of today. My family had to kind of pry me out of bed this afternoon. Yeah. And then I fell asleep again just before the show. So call me tomorrow if you want to chat. And if I don't answer, maybe I'm having another crash day. I apologize. And I'll see you guys back here next week for the big finale. And good night, everybody. I'm going to go find some food. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Patty. That'll be amazing. And good night, everybody. See you next time.